for the gusto every time I put it all on the line. If they talking about jelly roll, then I'm in my zone. All these other mother thunders sound like my clone. I've been doing this a while, it's about time that I'm on. Talking about totem pole, that boy high like a drone. A felon that keeps it on me. I bet the streets that know me used to move a lot of weight, but I ain't eat a lot of protein. I ain't gotta say shit, ain't the one to play with. Gave the game to him raw. Look, I'm Stephen A. Smith.
So here's your update. I decided not to video anything. I just kind of ran out here and did my thing real quick. Actually didn't take that long to get the head off. Took maybe, I don't know, 45 minutes or so, probably from start to finish to get the head off. Here's your head gasket, and there's the problem. So that water jacket right there is the reason why we were getting water into the cylinder. So mainly it was number 2 cylinder, but the number 1 cylinder was bad also. So anyway, guys, that's that. Nothing much really to see. I will inspect everything. As of right this second, I don't really see any issues. But I'm going to look everything over real quick, and we'll throw a head gasket back on this thing and see what we got. It's the next day, and we need to go ahead and get this car put back together. As you remember from last night, I mentioned that auto's almost closed. So, you know, right now we should have the car back together. But since everything was closed down, here we are. So today, it's actually really cool outside, guys. I know you don't care, but down here in South Alabama, yeah, it's 69 degrees. Really good weather to go out here and bust this thing out. So let's talk real quick, since I didn't do a time lapse on like what's involved in pulling one of these things apart. Really nothing, guys. Always remember, it's just nuts and bolts. Take things off, kind of pay attention to where everything comes off of, how it comes off, and put it back together in reverse order. I know that may sound crazy, but a lot of people watch these videos to be able to see how things come apart and stuff like that. Well, in this video, I was a little frustrated, and I just kind of jumped in this thing and started taking stuff off. So, with that being said, we're just going to go ahead, start putting things back together. Now, I probably will do a little bit of a time lapse. You're not going to see this thing get put back together completely through time lapse, because it's obviously going to take me probably a few hours to get everything on, adjust the valves, get everything back to top dead center. So obviously I can't do a complete time lapse from start to finish. So everything seems to look all right with the engine. Like I said before, I don't think there's really any damage done to anything. So just the head gasket. Last night I did come out and clean everything up. So the heads have been cleaned. Just cleaned them with a little Scotch-Brite and some WD-40. So that's been done. Everything looks pretty good. It was a simple little job. So don't overthink stuff like this. Just knock it out. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead, get started putting this thing back together. I do have my new gasket over here and some copper spray. So I have used this in the past. And there again, I was talking with Neo Mustangs, and he reminded me to always use this stuff. And it does, guys. It works really good. It'll give you a little bit more cleanup if you ever have to pull it apart. But for right now, that's definitely going to help us seal up. This is not the gasket that I wanted to run, but this is all they had in stock, and that's actually what come off the car anyway, so it'll be fine. We'll put a little extra torque on it. We should be good to go. So let's get this thing slapped back together, and hopefully I'll see you guys here pretty soon. All right, we're gonna go ahead and try to fire the car up. It's not the quickest thing in the world, but it's also not the hardest. Anyway, we got everything down, we got it torqued. We should be good. We may be missing something. So if the car, right now we're just gonna spin it over, I will say that. So the coil's unplugged. Just gonna spin it over a little bit, make sure everything's good, and then make sure we got some oil pressure. and then we're going to try to start it up. Now, like I said, we may be missing something because, I mean, we had a bunch of stuff off the car, but hopefully it'll be good. Anyway, I'm going to let Andrew hold the camera, and we're going to spin the car over, and then we'll plug the coil up. I do want to say that the timing may be off on it, so I'm pretty sure it is, but we're going to go ahead and at least try to fire it up and see. Pretty good. Switch the car off and put the radiator in it. I don't hear anything, you know, crazy, no knocking or anything like that. Although we do have an open downpipe, so you're probably not going to hear a lot. But I think everything's going to be fine, guys. With that being said, we're going to definitely turn the boost down on the car. You know, we'll probably bump it up to like 10 or so, and that's just going to be as high as we go with this setup. We need to make this thing last until we can build something else, buy something else, whatever the case may be. This car could come apart again. It could blow a head gasket a mile down the road, okay? So I'm very aware of that. We basically band-aided it. We should have put some studs in it, but we didn't. We put the ARP bolts back in it. Should have run a better gasket, but they didn't have it. So, I mean, it just is what it is, right? We band-aided this car. But the point in showing you this way is it's literally less than 24 hours from the time that it happened. And the parts store wasn't even open last night. And we're back, hopefully, on the road again. So this is what I want to teach some of the guys that are maybe new to the game. You know, a lot of times you're down for a long time because you feel like you need to do it a certain way. You need to spend a lot of money. You need to buy all the best parts and all this type of stuff. And that's just not the case always. Did we do this correctly? I don't know. That's a matter of opinion. Probably not, but it's done. And we're going to turn the boost down and hopefully, cross our fingers, hopefully this thing will run and live for a while. So here it is. We're going to go ahead, drop the radiator in it, finish buttoning the exhaust and all that stuff up. And hopefully we'll be able to at least go for a quick ride today. And then we'll pick right back up where we left off before this happened. All right, guys. See you in a few. All right, we're going to go ahead and take the car down the road real quick, like, make sure everything's good. We're not really going to get into any boost, just because we really need to verify timing a little better. Feel pretty sure it's good. But guys, I think we had an issue before this thing actually blew, because the car runs better. It runs cleaner than it did before. And as of right now, we don't have any exhaust leaks or anything like that. give you a first ride along. Let you know that the car is doing good. This thing's quiet.
Yeah, it is.
Here.
It's crazy going from open downpipe to this.
I know. Sit here and tell you that this car is going to last forever. Okay, this bottom end on this car is just probably not, but it's okay for now as long as we keep the boost down on it, just drive it and enjoy it for what it is. I think we're going to be all right. Let's check the temperature again. Look at that, guys. We could have had a seeping head gasket for a while because the temperature's staying exactly where it should. I mean, we've not gotten any boost, so probably shouldn't say that. But see if we can get back in the driveway without completely
destroying the exhaust.
Yeah, exactly. We are good.
Still at 181.
Yep. Okay. Well, I think that was a success. What do you think?
I think so.
I think we're good. Like I said, we're going to take it easy on it. We're going to drive it like it's made of glass. That's something that Papa T told me years ago. Whenever you've got something like this going on, just drive it like it's made of glass for a little while. Once it proves itself, beat the crap out of it again. And just like that, guys, the Calypso clone is back in business. So we'll catch you in the next video. And until then, as always, thanks for watching.